Good day, everybody. This is Marvin here in shiny, warm, 70-degree New Jersey. As you know, we have today a special guest, a repeat guest, actually. Justin Silverman, owner of Merchants and the brains behind his new brainchild, Paige. And today's going to be a little bit different, okay? I'm going to have him walk you through Paige on the screen and give you all the information that you need to automate your Google business profile posting, whether it's for yourself or it's for your clients. Now, before I let him get started, if you're doing Google business profile, this is a must have for yourself. It is a time saver. It is something that's going to make your job easy. You're going to become your own testimonial for Paige, and you're going to be so happy and that you signed up. You'll also have number 4 or 5. You're going to have something that you could show others how it works. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to turn this over to Justin. I appreciate you, Justin, for joining us today. Thank you so much. And we'll go ahead and get rocking and rolling. It's your show.
Cool, good stuff. Well, thanks, Marvin. Appreciate you bringing me back. And thanks to everyone who's watching. Happy to answer whatever questions come up. But let me give you some background. So I've been focusing on nothing but Google My Business or Google Business Profiles for the last 4.5 years. My business has created tools that have helped over 15,000 small businesses optimize their Google Business Profiles, predominantly through marketing agencies. And so when I started the business, it was a side hustle. And so I couldn't go directly to businesses because, I was working full time and couldn't make those sales calls during business hours. And so I decided, let's find agencies who want a back of house service for Google Business Profile optimization. And I built up a team that managed thousands of Google Business Profiles the old fashioned way, right? Actually writing content, posting it, and kind of the evolution of the business was taking a managed service that we offered, so predominantly a white label Google Business Profile management service, and then over years of building more and more products and automations, basically putting out a fully automated version of the Google Business Profile optimization service, which we call Paige. And the thought process behind Paige was one, optimizing Google Business Profiles is extremely tedious. You know this. It's like annoying to have to write content and schedule it and remember and remind your clients to get reviews or say, hey, we need more images or whatever it might, or remember their custom requests on how they want their review replies to sound or add keywords or hashtags to their posts, right? Like there's just so much stuff that you have to keep in mind for local SEO or GMB optimization. And so we thought, we're optimizing this currently. We have an amazing person on our team. And like, if we had like a million of this one person, what would that look like? And so that was kind of the origin of Paige. Paige is, you can think of as the world's best Google Business Profile manager. So we're talking about software right now, but it replaces both the labor side of Google Business Profile management 100%, and also includes around $200 worth of software. But it's much cheaper than that. And so we built basically the all-in-one Google Business Profile Manager with the software, and it costs a little more than $3 a day per Google profile. So we brought the price down significantly while offering a whole lot more. And so I'll share my screen and walk you through what Paige looks like. And Marvin, do you mind giving me that access?
It's all yours.
Thank you. All right. So what you're seeing is our Paige account. And like I mentioned, we're really a white label business at heart. And so you could white label it fully on your own domain with your own logo, color scheme, title. Everything could be rebranded as yours. So this is like a fake brand called Rank and Morty. You can see its color scheme is a little different on a different domain. But just for ease, I'm going to use our domain. But if you were to log in here, it would all be branded your agency. And so what we're looking at here is the dashboard, and you can have an account that manages hundreds of Google business profiles in it. And each one can be treated uniquely with their own notes and client requests and frequencies of things. Um, so you can see it all in one place and manage it. And so if we scroll around, we can see there's a couple different areas. First thing I'm going to go to is the SEO optimizations. And so when you onboard a business, Paige does an audit of the profile to figure out what could be better and then tells you. So, you might get asked the question, hey, why am I not ranking? So this will come up with a bunch of different dashboards that show, well, 0% of your reviews have any of your target keywords in them in the last 90 days. And in the last 90 days, your average review was less than a 5. It's a 4.96. There's 9 possible things that'll show up here, but this really answers the question of what's wrong with this profile. Here, I've already optimized this, so it's not coming up with much, but it'll tell you if your business description is okay, if you have to add more services, and if so, what those services are. It'll write descriptions for all those services. It'll show you the possible attributes that you should put on your profile, allow you to easily put in your social links and appointment links, see reviews that are against Google's terms so that Paige will flag them automatically to try to get them removed, and that that you can flag them also. The reviews that haven't been replied to yet. And then here you can see there's some questions on our profile that we haven't answered yet. So it shows the question and then it gives the answer. And Paige reads the business's website. And so it knows everything about the business. So it can answer with extreme accuracy. And if you like it, you can say approve. And then it's going to go straight to Google. There's no need to copy and paste anything. We're fully integrated with Google. And if you just wanted to approve all of these, you could just go in here and say approve all. All right, so that's what like the initial optimization looks like. So something that our team of SEO experts used to take about 2 hours to do, you can now do that in about 2 minutes. So like right off the bat, SEO optimization for a Google profile, this was a game changer for our agency. Now let's talk about automations. So this is where you can truly set and forget a client, and it just keeps working, putting out great content and messaging your clients things when they need to be messaged on your behalf, fully white label. So the first thing that Paige can automate is uploading images. And so there's a couple different ways they can do it. One is there's an image upload link. It's white labeled as yours, so your logo would show up at the top. It's password protected. Your client would go and just drag images in here. Those images then get optimized for SEO. So you can see here, Paige automatically writes a meta description that mentions their keywords, geotags it for the area they want to rank in, and then also renames the file. So it optimizes the images as you upload them, and then drips them onto the profile. And there's a concept of trust Paige, or it would say trust whatever you call Paige, if you white label it. And that's basically asking how often do you want Paige to do this automation? So you can trust our data to decide how frequently each of these things happen. Or you can say, you know what, I sold them on a package, or I upload one image every day, so upload one every day. So you have complete control over how often things happen, but we suggest keeping it on trust Paige so that we can use our data to change it from time to time. Okay. Next is automate posting. So again, you can trust us to decide, or you can set it to be every day, up to every 30 days. And then we introduce this concept of train Paige. And so for example, with us, we wanted Paige to know that the post should mention Paige, our AI fully automated Google business profile management software, should end with a call to action to get a free GMB ranking audit. And I'm letting it know that Merchant is a software company that has global users, so don't mention locations in a post, right? Because naturally, Paige wants to talk about local businesses. So let's say that your client wanted all the posts to end with hashtag best restaurant in Miami, or like you have your own secret sauce to how you want to write posts or how you want them to sound. You could put that note in here for posts, for review replies, for how it asks and answers questions, for AI images it creates, for writing service descriptions or suggested reviews. So you can completely customize like how Paige acts for all of your clients on a one-to-one level, meaning if a client makes a request, you don't need to worry about your VA screwing it up, right? Paige will always listen to this before doing anything. You can decide what kind of images to use for posts, whether you only want to use images provided, or if not available, to use AI. You can choose if you want to only post those images or do some graphic design work, so like branding them. So for example, here we can see that these images are going to be branded with these call to actions like get free audit, GMB made easy, automated SEO. But for your clients, if they're a home service provider, it might be things like get a quote or book online or call us today or schedule today. But you can completely customize what these look like. You can say if you want to approve content. And so this is where you get into the world of, is it 100% set and forget, or is it like 95% set and forget? So for every content type that Paige creates, you can decide if it needs to be approved, and if so, who's going to approve it. We leave it on yes, approved, just because we want to audit it. But I think it's like 80% of agencies just put on set and forget and say, no, I don't need to approve it. Paige can also publish posts to Facebook and Instagram. So we can take the Google business posts and put them on Facebook and Instagram. So you can add that as a value add service. And then Paige can also publish reviews as posts from time to time. If I say yes, it'll, I can show you what one looks like. Here you can see it took a 5-star review that we got recently, put the name of the reviewer, our logo, and put it over an image that we uploaded before, and then talks about it. So that's that feature. And it also has seasonal awareness. So I don't know if these were written before we put it out, but anyway, if there's a holiday within 4 days of a post, Paige is going to mention, like, with Thanksgiving coming up, you should make sure that your Google business profile is optimized, or make sure that your carpets are clean before guests come over for Thanksgiving, or make sure your leaky roof is fixed before Thanksgiving. Like it just has that kind of awareness, so that it's not just putting out like general stuff all the time, and so that your clients see, oh wow, like they're really putting effort into staying on top of this. You can also see this is what like those graphic designs look like. So here, get a free audit, GMP made easy, get a free audit, get a free audit. So there's a couple different design styles that we can overlay on top of images. And then we also have an embed that you can put on your client's website. So this will show their most recent Google business posts on their website. You just put this code on. And the same exists for images. So you can embed images like a gallery on your client's website. Okay, next is review management. So again, you can train Paige to sound exactly how your clients want you to sound if they have criticism, or you can just leave it with ours. Like we put in the correction for people often call our Profile Pro product 2 words. So we're just letting it know, hey, don't copy that. It's actually Profile Pro 1 word. And also speak as though you run a marketing software company, not a digital marketing agency, talking a casual 10th grader way. And so here you can customize fully how Paige is writing and sounding for different actions. You can have Paige automatically reply to all reviews, or you can say, no, I want to approve it, or someone needs to approve it. Or you can use templates, but 2025 almost templates are a thing of the past. All right, Paige can ask and answer questions. And again, all of the information is hyper specific to this business because Paige read the website, fully understands the business. And so like none of this is generic AI like nonsense. It's all actually specific to the business. And you can say whether you want to approve them first. Yep, and then it writes the first bunch so you can see them. And just so you know, as this is running, it's constantly creating more content, scheduling it, and posting it. It's not like you have to come in, generate it, schedule it. Like what you see me doing right now is like what you do during the onboarding. It takes 10 minutes to set up a client, and then it's fully automated. All right, next is the alerts. And this is a really cool feature that we have. So basically, Paige acts as a very proactive account manager, where if things aren't happening, like they're not getting enough reviews, or it's running low on images, or there's a new report, or whatever it might be, Paige can notify somebody that something needs to be done. And so this allows you to stay on top of your clients, to actually use your review tools, which Paige also comes with, so that they can get more reviews, or to provide more images, or if something needs to be approved based on your settings. And then also this weekly summary of automations is awesome. Basically, every week it's going to send you or your client an email that says, hey, John, here are the things I did in the last 7 days. And it itemizes like, I published this post, I uploaded this image, I replied to this review, I sent this report. And then here are the things I'm doing in the next 7 days. And it lists out the next bunch of items that are going to happen, just letting them know, like, you're doing a lot of stuff for the money, right? This is not a black hole that they're throwing their cash into, like they're probably used to with website SEO. And we're also working now on some other types of alerts, like great work type alerts, like you're now ranking higher for this keyword, or great work providing all these images, great work getting 5 reviews this week. So we're trying to make it more like add some positivity instead of just like prodding them all the time. The next thing is reports. So how often do you want reports to be sent, and who do you want them going to, and what kind of metrics do you want to see? And once this is set up, it's running on its own. It's fully automated. You can never log in again. Your client keeps getting the value. Things just happen on their profile, and life is easy. Let's talk about reviews real fast. So this comes with a review management tool. You can also embed the reviews on their website. So we give you code to do that. And we give you and your clients a review request link. And so this is from a fake agency, ABC agency. So your logo would show up here and a link to your website. If like a customer of your client wanted to learn more about you, if they say their experience is okay or bad, we can ask them to tell us why, or we have a go to Google button to stay compliant. But if they say excellent, we have this feature called suggested reviews, where it's going to ask what they like the most based on their type of business. And I'm going to say communication was my favorite. Paige will immediately write a review that includes some of my target keywords. So for example, you're seeing it says Google Business Profile Management Software, which is one of our target keywords. And all that the user has to do is click this, and it's going to bring up that review box, so they can just paste it in there. So this is super helpful for getting SEO optimized reviews, but you can also shut it off. So then instead, excellent just goes to Google. And so you can actually control what happens for all of these buttons here. Reporting. We include all the metrics from the Google API that your clients would expect. We also show line item of all the activities that were done. So here, let me actually bring up a report so you can see it. So this is, again, a white label client. So I'm going to show ABC agency logo, which is the fake agency setup. It shows the metrics from Google. So, number of calls, website clicks, and so on. The actions that were completed. So again, your client can see, oh, wow, they did a lot of work. 23 days ago, they uploaded this image. They replied to this review. They answered this question. They published this post, right? Like it's really showing them you're doing a lot of work for the money. And then down here, we're going to show the different keyword audits for their keywords. So here for AI SEO software, one of our keywords, when we started trying to rank for this about a month ago, this is how well we were ranking. And now, as of the last report 2 weeks ago, there's some improvement. And these reports can just get emailed directly to your client or to you, and it's all white labeled. We also have citations, and our citation tool is the best in the world, and I'm going to tell you why. Yext, of course, has the most number of directories, but I'm sure you guys all know that you need to do a lot of manual data entry. So you need to write all the services, add the images, make sure that your client doesn't touch Google directly, because then it breaks citations, right? So we did it a little bit differently because we're integrated fully with Google. When you go to our citations tool, it looks like this. It says get started. For agencies, you can join our partner program, and it drops the price in half. All you do is hit get started, and then Paige pulls that information from Google and then sends it to all of our directories. It's a list of like 43 or so directories now that we work with. And then as things happen on Google, it automatically sends all that data to like Yelp and Bing and Apple and Alignable and Dun and Bradstreet and all these different directories, so that Google becomes a source of truth, not the citations tool. So citations now take a second to optimize. If you go to settings, you can see you can set up your white label info. We also have this GBP audit tool, which basically allows you to have your leads be able to do their own audit on your website, which is white labeled. We have an integration with Zapier. You can create client users if you want. So you can say, I want this person to have access to their business and only show them the images tab, the reports tab, and reviews, but hide everything else. But you don't need to give your clients access. It's designed so that they can just get emails whenever anything is needed. And then billing, it's prorated daily. So actually, it's prorated by the second technically, but we wanted to do it in a way that you didn't get penalized if your client canceled right after you paid for it. So the way it works is, as long as you have one client active at all times, you're running a tab. And so every day it's about $3.30 per business that it's optimizing. But let's say you cancel someone 2 days after they renewed, you'll get credited back, 90 something % of what you paid, basically for all that unused time, which will go towards your next invoice. And so you don't need to worry about timing us against others, payments from clients, or our client is like 3 days late on their payment. You don't need to worry about paying us, for an extra month. If it, like it just makes life easier. And so that was really important for me when we built this, to kind of remove that fear over billing. And so yeah, that's Paige in a nutshell. It's a fully automated Google Business Profile optimization platform that converted our white label management service, um, into a product that you can use to fully outsource your local SEO services to.
That's great,
Like I
Justin.
said,
I love the system, you know that. And those that are on the call, and as well as those that are listening to this from the recording, again, um, there is a question that I know, I've been asked before. Are you still offering the $1 trial for 3 days? You're on mute. Wait a minute, you're on mute. Can you hear me? You're on mute. Hold on a minute. Did I mute you all? Hold on. I don't think I muted you, but hold on. Ask to unmute. You just muted out.
there we go.
There
Yep.
you
Yeah, I muted myself as I took a sip of water, and then wasn't able to unmute myself. All right. So Paige, we offer a $1 3-day trial on your account. And so you could set up your first client, see how that onboarding flow works and feels. And as you saw, within like 10 minutes, you'll know if it's right for you, although you just saw a demo. So you kind of have a feel already for it. But yeah, you can onboard a client.
Right. Now, a lot of people have seen the profit file program where they can go in there and they can get install on Chrome and then use it on different websites so that they have information about customers. That's still going to be available for people to do through Merchant, correct?
You said the Profile Pro Chrome extension?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that's still available, but I mean, that does like just a tiny fraction of what Page does.
Right, right. Okay, that's good. Well, we have some chat questions. Let me jump over there. Um, Sandy says, looks so interesting. You were telling me you can't unmute. Okay, so those were the questions. Um, a couple of things, the citations, or I know because I was one of your testers, the reviews, if someone wanted to go ahead and just do Google reviews, they can do so, can they not?
Yeah, so there's a couple a la carte features of Page. One is citations, so you don't need to do the full page. You can just add on citations. And the other is reviews. So reviews as an agency partner is $25 a month per GMB that it's managing reviews for, and that includes the review tools, the widgets, the review reminders, and like the automations, for replying.
Justin, now
So
that's
basically
for
everything
the
that has to do
partner
with
program,
reviews.
correct?
What was that?
$25 is if you're a partner.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess I should probably clarify that. So we run what we call our agency program, um, which is our way to help agencies get more clients and scale their agencies. And so there's a couple of different things you get as part of it. One is we buy 10,000 plus leads every month for our partners, and then they can go and market to them. You get discounted pricing on some of the software, as mentioned. You get to use our heat map audit tool as well as our Google Business Profile lead magnet tool. Access to our SEO experts if you have questions about anything. We have training materials and guides on like how to scale out a GMB agency. We have bi-weekly partner hangouts where we hop on a Google Meet like this and just kind of talk about new things in the SEO world and talk about best practices for growing agencies, sales and marketing materials, and then also we have a school community, where you can hang out. And so this partner program is $99 a month. And if you have 5 clients and you plan on using our listings tool, then it just pays for itself. But there's a lot of value in everything else. I see a question. Does it flag you if the post is against policy? Say you add your own post. I guess I know not to post something that'll be flagged. Yeah, it knows not to post anything that'll be flagged. Um,
one of the questions that I've had is with the heat maps. Very interesting to see it going up and down all the time. And I think in the group we talked about this. I put it in the school group. Um, what I'd like to see is for the record, so that everybody knows when you get started with Paige, 30 days later, okay, it'll go ahead and put in the first heat map that it pulls. 30 days later, it does the current month and you can show the changes if there were any. Second month after that, though, it shows the original and where it's gone. And what I've asked Justin and the team to look at is to see if we can show the last month, the start, the very last month, and then the current month, so you can actually see changes that are taking place in month to month as well, just not over a long period of time. Is that still feasible?
Yeah, we have our designers looking at the best way to do that. Um, like creating like a timeline of ranking changes. We just find that the more data we add to reports, kind of like paradoxically, the worse they are perceived by clients. Like they just become too much data and nobody actually like reads them. So we're looking at other ways that we can create some kind of like life cycle image that shows, their progression over time instead of just adding more data to one report.
Right. Okay. So Sandy asked again, did you say it gives you a competitor analysis? And can you get an audit report for prospecting?
Um, so yeah, so we have a GBP audit tool. I'll share my screen again. One sec. So on our own website, we have a button that says "Get free GMB audit," and this brings users to a tool that partners get, although it's white labeled as yours, which allows them to do their own audit to see like why they, why they might not be ranking, and then that audit report gets sent to both you and your client. On top of that, partners get access to our heat map auditor, which you can use to send heat map reports to leads without having access to their Google profile. So like if you're talking to someone, you can just run an audit and see how well they're ranking and then send them that report. So yeah, we're all about giving you things to do audits. Um, and then I think there was one other question in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
Joseph
competitor
wants to know
analysis.
exactly, if you can go over the $99 a month, what it includes.
Sure. So real fast, it does not give competitor analysis today, but probably in January it will. So it'll show who the people are that are ranking in the top three the most in your area, and then some details about them. So we're getting there. As for the $99 a month, it includes absolutely everything that you saw except for the. Um, oh, actually, I guess I need to clarify the question. Is the 99 both Paige and the partner program are $99 a month? So is the question what's in the partner program or what's in Paige? Um,
Joseph, you can unmute yourself.
and then to answer Sandy's question in the meantime, if you add your own post, it's not going to audit it to see like why it's against Google's terms. That checking that we have is only in like the post that the Paige writes. If you share more information about like your specific use case, I'm happy to have a think about it.
Joseph, if you're still with us, I believe you are. Um, okay, that makes sense. There's two parts, yeah. $99 is your partner program that gives you access to everything else that Justin was talking about. Uh, but more important is to get started with Paige right away for yourself and for your clients. It's definitely a hands-off program. I can't rave about it enough. Certainly the value that you get for it, for the time savings. I mean, just think about this. I don't know what your time is worth, but my time, at least 2 years ago, tax time, my accountant said, you do pretty well, $116 an hour income. I said, yeah, that's great. And you know, just think about it. If you could set up Paige in 20 minutes and set it and forget it, and what you were doing, look at what you're doing before. And if it doesn't save you at least an hour of your time, or more, I mean, if you make it $20 an hour, you're putting in 5 hours. How many clients do you have? You know? So that's a question. Sandy asked $99 to become a partner and $99 for each client. That is correct, right?
It's correct, although you don't need to become a partner to white label it. We don't charge for the white labeling features of Page. It's only if you want one like any of those dedicated partner perks.
Exactly. And I have several clients in there. We'll be onboarding two more next week after the first, or 2 weeks from now. We'll onboard two more people. And again, guys, look, I know it's about profit. We're an agency owner. We have expenses. I know that I'm guilty of this. Sandy's guilty of this. I don't know much about Joe Quinn being guilty. Donna certainly is not guilty, but a lot of people say that we're too cheap. But again, I look at what I'm doing with Paige, and it depends on, we've discussed in detail on on the partner calls. We've talked about this a lot. And Justin asked a survey one day about, if you had a chiropractor, what would you charge for Paige? And I think we came out with an agreement of what, 699, Justin? Or in that number, right? And
Yeah, that's right around there.
yeah,
Typically between 400 and 800.
yeah, and it depends. I mean, you're talking about the local restaurant down the block from you that makes pizza. He doesn't have $700 probably. Okay, and you go look, but can you do it for $199 and help them out and show them? And then the point is, this is not a short-term fix, guys. When you sign up with Page, you've got to be honest with your client. It's at least a 6 month, you know, working relationship with it. Okay. And Justin, if you had to break down, oh, well, wait, there's a question. My issue's been they want a one-time optimum, won't go on for ongoing. Yeah, and again, Sandy, this is exactly why I tell people it's a 6 month project. Be prepared to, stay with us to see the best results, 6 months. And if they don't want to do that, then I don't take them on because I can't afford to go on, spend 10 minutes on board them and then a month later they leave. That's not what this program's about. Okay. Justin, if you had to define for the audience, what are the typical or the top three businesses that Paige would work best for?
Um, I can say the main verticals that we have are home service providers like HVAC, roofers, plumbers. Um, Followed by that, it's going to be medical providers, think chiropractors, dentists, dermatologists. Um, and then following that, historically it was luxury restaurants, but that was just because we had a very large reseller in that niche. I think, um, give me 1 second and I can give you a better answer. Um, yeah, it's a lot of home service providers that are all within that bucket. Attorneys for sure.
That's great. Good. All right, guys. So you see what Paige can do. You can see how much time it could say. Um, oh, let's see. What do we have? Another question before I do this. We can't unmute. That's interesting. That's an issue we're having. I pressed to unmute everybody. So if that's not working, let me just check my more button and see.
I went into participants and had the option to unmute,
Okay. Thank you, Joseph.
even though you gave me the little message for it too, but it
Yeah.
worked.
Okay, so maybe that'll work for Donna and Sandy, but Sandy was asking here, um, if I understand, it comes up with images and optimizes them, makes posts, handles reviews, tracks the progress, and then sends reports, show all the activities. Okay, I'll try hitting unmute for Sandy. Give me a second here. Okay, Sandy, I'm trying, and it's.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Whoops. And Donna, I'm going to do the same for you. And then everybody should be able to, Sandy, are you there? Heard you for a second.
There we go. Okay,
There you
so
go.
like it unmuted and then you muted me back. Justin, thank you so much for joining us. The program looks really, really great. I mentioned my obstacle and having people are like, oh, just optimize it one time and hope for the best and not. But from what you're showing, I just want to make sure that I've grasped everything. It does all of that, and they can sign up or I can sign them up for the $99. And then the partner is something separate with some other perks and services. Is that right?
Yeah, the partner program and Paige are just two very different things, but there are partner perks inside of Paige that you can unlock.
So for $199, I can have a client and get the perks.
Yeah, that's
Did
right.
I miss anything else on what Paige does? 'Cause
Yeah, there's
the reason I'm asking is I have a proposal coming up, a meeting with a client this week, and I want to like really pitch it hard. So,
yeah. So basically, it touches every single area of a Google profile except for their products. And so it'll do that initial optimization of everything on their profile. Everything that you said, it also asks questions and answers questions. It doesn't necessarily come up with images. Instead, they're images that are provided by your client, and then Paige optimizes them, puts them in the photo section of Google, and then repurposes them for a Google Business post. If your client doesn't provide images, then Paige will create images for the posts, but will not upload those to the photo section because Google just wants organic photos in that
I
section.
noticed that because I keep
okay.
getting messages from one of my Italian restaurants that you got to load more. And I finally got a whole bunch of images that I loaded up yesterday after I received them. So yeah.
And it
Um,
will geotag those images for me. So I just have to load it and it will take it from there, keywording and all of that.
Yep, exactly.
That's a super time saver. That's excellent.
yeah, it's super program.
I'm sorry, can I ask also, because what about videos? Can I upload videos to go into the
Right
I
now,
mean,
no, but January or February, we're going to be releasing a feature inside Page that can create videos for your clients. So it'll take their images and create more images and kind of stitch them together as a video that you can then have uploaded to YouTube or like their reels or wherever you want. And so once we add that, we'll need to support passing videos to Google as well.
I can't can I upload videos? Did you say no? I'm sorry.
Today, no, but probably in like
Okay.
3 or 4 months, yes.
Okay. Cool. Hmm.
Paige is the baby that's growing up to go to school in the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Friends
Yeah.
report.
Okay, let's see. We have something else in
And
chat. Donna wanted to know, I'm sorry, I'm still here sitting in front. Oh, your school trip with a little one, but she's listening in. That's good, Donna. All right. So if there's not any other questions, I can't think of any at this point, but Justin, if they want to reach out to you, um, how can they? And do you have my link, or do I need to go to Page and do that?
Yeah, you have to go into Page and
Have access
get
to?
it.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Actually, I can probably.
Yeah. If you put that in chat for them, I'd appreciate that.
Yep. Just give me 1 second. I'm getting
Looks
that
like we
now.
have, while that's happening,
while we're doing that, can I ask another question? I'm sorry.
no,
Oh,
of
okay.
course. Of
So,
course.
um, with the map, what is the suggestion, or is there any way, like my home service clients that I've had, the address doesn't show. And so I wasn't really able to, don't think I was able to get a heat map. Does the address have to show, or is there a workaround?
Yeah, in that heat map audit tool, you need to have an address for that one to work, but Paige's reports can handle it. It's just a
Oh, Paige
limitation in
will,
the
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's just a limitation in that heat map auditor, but Paige will be able to do heat maps for that business.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep. Um, all right, Marvin, which email address did you sign up for your Paige account with? I'm just trying to grab your link.
I believe it's the earning coach at Gmail is the one you have.
Okay. Cool, 1 second.
Don't ask me why I signed up with that one. I was gonna have you guys change it to the other one, M Jobs at Earning Coach Marketing, but
No.
All right. Well, there is the link to learn more about Paige in the chat.
is that also offering
So,
them the dollar for 3 days?
Where is it?
yeah.
Oh, there.
Does
So yeah, I
everyone?
would suggest playing around, and there's also a live chat inside Paige that's manned by our team, as well as quote unquote Paige, which is trained to answer the vast majority of questions that come in. So yeah, if you have questions, there's also an onboarding video that you'll be shown that you can follow along to, but it typically takes like 10 minutes to set up your first client.
Yeah. All right, Justin.
Thank you.
As usual,
Awesome
I
software.
have a thank you from
Thanks.
because she's on a field trip. Donna said thank you. I want to thank you, of course, for being with us today and sharing great information on a great program that saves time and makes money for you. If you don't do this, well, c'est la vie, folks. This is something that an investment that has great returns. Okay. And I'm going to close out and thank you guys for joining us. Joseph says thank you very much. Sandy, thank you for taking the time and answering our questions. And if they need to reach you, Justin, is there a way to reach the team if they have any questions before they sign up? That's my last question.
Yeah, what I would say, if you have questions before, I'm not a reliable person, so I wouldn't suggest me. I'm also traveling for the next 2 weeks. So what I'd say is on the bottom of our website, if you click that link, you'll see there's a join our next webinar. There's always a live webinar that's starting soon. It's not live, but quote unquote live.
Oh.
And there's a live chat. There's a live chat on that where you can ask questions, and it goes to me and the rest of my team, and we'll just answer your questions in real time. You can also always email us at hello@merchant.com, and we're happy to help. So yeah,
And Merchant is spelled MERCHYNT. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Justin, thank you so much for your time today and a safe trip for the next 2 weeks, and have that baby of yours, the real one, grow up so he can take over and tell daddy how to run his business.
That's right. Yeah, let me get myself managed by my son. He's almost 10 months now, so it's just about time.
Yep. I think he's ready to walk, talk, and control mommy and daddy. All right, guys.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us today. Those of you that were live, I know this was a good chance for you to get your questions answered and get started with Paige. And again, thank you, Justin, for making it possible for us to learn more about it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.